Hello student, welcome in your chemistry class. Previous class we studied about various topic from the solution chapter. We move toward the end of this chapter. Certain topics must be present here. Now today we discuss about another colligative property called as depression in freezing point. Now you see here in a whiteboard. Now we written here the depression in freezing point. This depression in freezing point is also studied in a 5 heading. What is the 5 heading? You see in whiteboard. First, definition about the freezing point. That means freezing point of pure liquid, freezing point of liquid in solution, another language freezing point of solution. Secondly, the concept of depression in freezing point. These are also discussed in two ways. The first phase we discuss about the definition and concept of why we use the term depression in freezing point. Secondly, you also see the mathematical expressions. How can depression in freezing point must be expressed in a mathematical expression. And now you see here the third things, the relation between depression in freezing point and molality. In these cases, this topic we mainly discuss about depression in freezing point depends upon which factors. So these are here the molality. And again we return here the fourth topic, that is known as graphical explanation, in which we try to explain the depression in freezing point in the heading of graphical explanation, which is actually explained by the help of plotting a graph between vapor pressure and temperature. So next topic becomes how can you say that depression in freezing point be a colligative property, and the last topic that is known as determination of molar mass of non-volatile solute by using colligative property depression in freezing point. And during this the one term also introduced that is known as a molar depression constant, another language cryoscopic constant. So we feel like when we given the idea about in which steps we study about the depression in freezing point, you remember the topic elevation in boiling point. They also consist about this type of phases to study about the elevation in boiling point. So firstly want to be defined here, you see the first topic, depression in freezing point. So what do you mean by depression in freezing point? So firstly we given a definition. In a lower classes we mainly discuss the freezing point of a liquid in such a way in which we can say that, and we also know like this, any temperature at which any liquid start to convert into solid is known as depression in freezing point. So these are the concept normally present in mind of the student. But now in class 12 standard we given here the one more definition. Actually we can say that the temperature at which any liquids begins to freeze. What? The temperature at which any liquids begins to freeze and the crystallized solid, that means frozen solid, and their liquid are in equilibrium is known as freezing temperature. Again we repeat the definition. Listen carefully. What? The temperature at which any liquids begins to freeze, that means convert into frozen state, solid state, and the frozen solid, that is crystallized solid, and its own liquid are in equilibrium is given the name as a freezing temperature or freezing point. We also say that in another language, at freezing point the vapor pressure of the solid becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the liquid. So these are another definition. What? At freezing point the vapor pressure of solid becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the liquids. So we can say that the temperature at which what? The temperature at which the vapor of the substance in its liquid phase becomes equal to its vapor pressure in the solid phase is also called as freezing temperature. So these are the variety of definition in which we define the freezing temperature. So shortcut we again see that the temperature at which liquid begins to freeze, that means gets converted into solid, and the frozen solid, crystallized solid and its liquid are in equilibrium is known as freezing temperature. Now the freezing temperature of the pure liquid you see here denoted by T naught F. What? T naught F. Again we repeat. The freezing point of pure liquid is indicated by T naught F. T means temperature, F means freezing point, naught means in their pure state. So T naught F indicates the freezing point of pure liquids. Now we want to introduce the term like a depression in freezing point. So similar like the elevation in boiling point, we can say that when any solute is added into solvent to form the binary solution, normally it observes that freezing temperature, freezing point of that liquid or that solvent in solution decreases. Depression means here decrease, reduce. That means another language we can say that when any solute is added into solvent to form the solution, the freezing point of that solvent in solution decreases. Means freezing point of pure liquids, freezing point of pure liquid is always greater than freezing point of that liquid in solution. That means freezing point of pure solvent is greater than freezing point of solution. So if we indicate here the freezing point of a liquid in solution by TF, what? Freezing point of a liquid in solution by TF, then depression in freezing point is now defined like this. The difference between freezing point of pure liquids and freezing point of that liquid in solution is called as here depression in freezing point. In another language we can say that the difference between freezing point of pure solvent and freezing point of solvent in solution is called as depression in freezing point. At last we also able to say like this for more easy understanding, the difference between freezing point of pure liquid and freezing point of solution is called as depression in freezing point. Now you see here in concept, that means here T naught F is greater than TF. So if depression in freezing point is denoted by delta TF. What? Delta TF. Delta means here change, T means temperature, and F means freezing point. So the delta TF indicates the depression in freezing point. So on the basis of mathematical definition, the difference between freezing point of pure liquid and freezing point of liquid solution is known as depression in freezing point. So we have now a mathematical expression. What is this? Delta TF equal to T naught F minus TF. So these are your mathematical expression. How can we denote the depression in freezing point? Again we repeat, delta TF equal to T naught F minus TF, where delta TF becomes depression in freezing point, T naught F freezing point of pure liquid or pure solvent, TF freezing point of liquid in solution or freezing point of a solvent in solution. So these are the concept and mathematical expression for the second topic about the depression in freezing point. Now you see here third is relation between depression in freezing point and molality. That means relation between delta TF and M. In this concept, like the elevation in boiling point, we can say that experimentally it observed that, you see here, the experimentally it observed that depression in freezing point, what? Depression in freezing point of any liquid is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the solvent. Again we repeat, depression in freezing point is directly proportional to molar concentration of the solute in solution. Again we repeat, experimentally it observed that depression in freezing point is directly proportional to molar concentration of the solute in solution. So on the basis of these things, if molality, that is molar concentration, is denoted by small m, so these are the mathematical expression about depression in freezing point. That means here delta Tf is the depression in freezing point, m means molar concentration of the solute in solution. So these are the mathematical expression. So these are our the second relation. So these are also written like this: delta Tf equal to Kf into m, where Kf is actually the proportionality constant, but more commonly here known as a number of names. The first, molar depression in freezing point constant. What? Molar depression in freezing point constant. Second, molar depression constant, but more commonly called a cryoscopic constant. What? Cryoscopic constant. Okay, but these relations are also like the elevation in boiling point is derived by the help of a graphical representation. What? Graphical representation. So before the discussion about the definition and concept of cryoscopic constant, now again we written here the fourth topic we written graphical explanation of depression in freezing point. You see here a graph in which the vapor pressure of the component is taken in a y-axis and temperature, that means freezing temperature, is taken in a x-axis. Like the elevation in boiling point, here we indicate the three lines: first, second and third. So first is for pure liquid, second for the solution first, that means when certain amount of the solute is added on them, and third, the solution second, when we added more amount of solute on them. What happened? You see from the definitions, that means freezing temperature is actually a temperature at which any liquid begins to convert into solid, that means frozen solid, and frozen solid and its all liquids are in equilibrium. So you see here this line indicate here the equilibrium, and this point here the red line A, at which you see here the another language we can say that frozen solid and its all liquids are in equilibrium. In another language from the definition we also say that freezing temperature is the temperature at which vapor pressure of the solid become equal to vapor pressure of their own liquids. So this temperature, this line here indicate, this point here indicate at which equilibrium is established between frozen solid and their own liquid. And this line, if draw the intercept at x-axis denoted by here the red T naught F. Similarly, when solute is added into solvent to form the solution, vapor pressure must be decreased. What? Vapor pressure must be decreased. You see here the vapor pressure in A point now is decreased at D point. That means vapor pressure decreases A to D. So a new equilibrium must be achieved, indicated by here the B point in red. So when we draw another line, the intercept at that places, we indicated these things by TF first. And if you see in the case of vapor pressure, P naught A, when the pure liquids and their own frozen solid are in equilibrium. That means the maximum vapor pressure of the pure component denoted by P naught A. And in the case of D, when A decreases to D, that is vapor pressure, the intercept at that place is indicated by PA. So these are the differences, delta P. So when delta P becomes this, in this case the difference between the freezing temperature of the two liquids are like this. But now again we firstly enter the third line, that is solution second. When more solute is added into solvent, the vapor pressure decreases more rapidly in more extent, so they becomes, now you see here the point A to point E, and E intercept at that place is indicated here PA second, and a new equilibria again achieved, indicated by the red line and red things, that is the C. So new equilibria is achieved, and this case says a new freezing temperature of that solvent in solution is obtained. So according to this graph, you see here the two cases. We can say that case first indicated here, but the one here P naught A and PA first, and the difference between these two are delta P, indicate here the case first, T naught F greater than TF first, and therefore from the definition this difference is delta TF equal to T naught F minus TF first. In second cases, when vapor pressure decreases from A to E, here we have P naught A and PA, and the difference becomes like the second case too. In this case says that again we have the another relation, T naught F is greater than TF second, and this case is we have delta TF equal to T naught F minus TF second. So on the basis of V, here we conclude that delta TF is directly proportional to delta P, and we also know from the relation from the relative lowering of vapor pressure and mole fraction of the non-volatile solute, delta P directly proportional to chi V. So these two relations here help in formation of how can we establish in these places the relation between delta TF directly proportional to molality. In shortcut, like the elevation in boiling point, we already explained in a broad sense. We only here want to recognize them. Here again. So from these two relations, we have here you see delta TF directly proportional to delta P. It is directly proportional to chi V. Yes or not? From this relation. So again we have delta TF directly proportional to chi V, that is equal to delta TF equal to K into chi V. You see here clearly one thing also here, but we know that delta TF equal to K into NB by Na plus Nb. But for the dilute solution, we already studied relative lowering of vapor pressure. Nb in a solution is taken to be negligible, so Nb becomes 0. So this relation becomes K into Nb by Na. They becomes equal to K into Wb by Mb into Ma by Wa. These are rearranging. We have K into Ma, and here Wb by Mb into 1 by Wa. So these are again here. They becomes now here Kf, and they become molality. So similar like elevation in boiling point, we established to derive the relation delta TF equal to Kf into molarity, and these things must be indicated here, but it is not necessary to discuss in a broad sense about these things. You must be remember these things. So these are the explanation about your what depression in freezing point, their relation with molality, and graphical explanation. So these are the certain important topics. Again, the next topic becomes cryoscopic constant. What? Cryoscopic constant. So they are simple like the ebullioscopic constant. You see here from the relation between this we have delta TF equal to Kf into M, but when M equal to 1, then delta TF equal to Kf. So these established a new relation again here, and in these cases we again like the ebullioscopic constant, the relations delta Tf equal to Kf, and hence we easily define the cryoscopic constant such as the depression in the freezing point for 1 molar solution is known as cryoscopic constant. What? Depression in freezing point for 1 molar solution is called as cryoscopic constant. But more commonly, in a complete definitions, we very simply can say that the depression in the freezing point for a solution in which 1 gram mole of solute is dissolved 1 kg or 1000 gram of solvent is known as cryoscopic constants. Thus, according to these definitions, that Kf is indicated by Kf equal to, here from this relation, delta Tf by molality. So these are the first form of cryoscopic constant in which we calculate. So according to this, their unit is also similar like ebullioscopic constant. The unit of Kf is Kelvin per molality or degree Celsius per molality, but more commonly called as kg per mole. These are also their unit. So these things are actually here the concept about the cryoscopic constant. And the last topic becomes calculation of molar mass of non-volatile solid. So how can we explain these things? You see again here, calculation of what? You read the next topic, calculation of molar mass of non-volatile solute by using conjugative property. So this becomes again, you see here, we know that what? We know that from the relation between depression in freezing point and molality of the solution. What is the relation? What is the relation? Delta Tf equal to Kf into molality. Yes or not? Yes. But molality M equal to Nb by Wa equal to Wb by Mb. What? Wb by Mb into 1 by Wa. They also become equal to Wb by Mb into 1000 by Wa. But we want to know about the molality, so above relation becomes delta Tf equal to Kf into Wb by Mb into 1000 by Wa. Hence, what? Hence, Mb equal to Kf into Wb by delta Tf into 1000 by Wa. So these are the required relation between molar mass of non-volatile solute and depression in freezing point, where delta Tf equal to T dot F minus Tf. So on the basis of these things, if you know about the amount of solute is dissolved in amount of solvent of pure amount of solvent in which they dissolve, and we calculate here the observed molecular mass, it gives the experimental truth, and they must be tie up again from their theoretical value. If tie up, the solution become ideal or become non-ideal. So these are the concept about your depression in freezing point in complete manner. Again we repeat, summarize quickly. Firstly definition, then depression in freezing point, then third topic we already teaches that is known as relation between delta TF and molality. Fourth, graphical representation. Fifth, already we say the cryoscopic constant. And the last we say that calculation of molar mass of non-volatile solute. But during this things, one thing must be, we clearly hear the diminished, but we must be summarized here quickly. How can you say that depression in freezing point is also a colligative property? So like the elevation in boiling point, you must be try himself to account it. We only given the concept here. Depression in freezing point must be related with the molar concentration by the formula delta TF equal to Kf into L. So according to these things, delta TF is directly proportional to molality, directly proportional to number of mole of the solute, directly proportional to fraction of the solute, and hence we can say that depression in freezing point largely depends upon what? Molar concentration of the solute in solution, fraction of the solute. Simply we can say that relative number of solute, but they are independent from the chemical nature of the solute, and hence we can say that depression in a freezing point is also a colligative property. At last we conclude here this depression in freezing point. What type of question must be asked in CBC examination? So various type of question asked. You listen carefully. First, what do you mean by freezing point of a pure liquid? Second, what do you mean by depression in freezing point? How can it mathematically expressed? What is the question? What do you mean by, how can you define depression in freezing point with their mathematical expression? Third things, what is the relation between depression in freezing point and molality? Or simply we can say that how can you derive the relationship between depression in freezing point and molality by the help of graphical representation. So here the one term graphical representation, ask a couch type questions in board examinations like this. Explain the depression in freezing point through a level diagram of in which a graph is plotted between vapor pressure against the temperature. Very simply we can say that explain depression in freezing point by graphical representation, or draw a level diagram which explain the depression in freezing point clearly. Next, how can you say that depression in freezing point be a colligative property? And the last, theory for the 1.5 marks and numericals. Calculate the determination of, or simply how can you calculate or determine molar mass of non-volatile solute by using colligative property depression in freezing point. So friend, the student, these are the concepts about the depression in freezing point. Thanks for listening to this class. Again thanks and goodbye.